Let's begin the practice. I'll move the camera towards Darren, taking a gentle space that you can relax and you can elevate your space, align your spine, and taking a gentle deep breath into the count of 4, holding the breath into the count of 4, breathing out into the count of 4. Slowly giving another pause before breathing in. So when we start coming into this breath, we are witnessing how the breath moves through the body, how it enters into the body, how we give that space into holding and breathing out. Now you could see very gently this whole level of witnessing is operating beyond the breath, beyond your mind, beyond your desired body, without a schedule. Now this realization, understand, when we are truly ready, not just to find answers, but just embracing a space and a situation. Now, this journey can be sometimes very lonely, even you're with a person. You just want someone to understand and walk the path with you as a companion. Meantime, the love that you thought and got into the space of the relationship, if it is not evolving, you might just find in that space to have some level of understanding, that, not that to change. Now take a deep breath in very gently when you come into this realization. The search outside is now very gently, properly, but it's slowing down. Arms raised onto the ground, palms onto the namaskar position. And a very gentle om within yourself, just to bring the fragrance of that, just bringing the intention of that into the practice of awaken. Breathing in, breathing out. Now very gently awakening the space of the heart into the space of that understanding and the realization that you carry this as an awakenedness within yourself. Let this practice flow into every part of the body, into the asana, into the pranayama, into your level of realization. Breath out, twisting the spine onto the right side. Breathing in back into the center. Changing the leg formation, gently breathing out to the other side. Now the love that you are so romantically involved is coming to a realization that you're maintaining within yourself, breathing in back into the center. So let that space be more open and lift up into the space of creativity, of so many other layers to it that is attached. Now take a deep breath in, gently breathe out, coming into a seated cat. Breathing in into a seated cow. Tongue roll up onto the upper palate, energy gazing. Breathe out. releasing the tension merely beyond the physical. The tight grip that the mind holds the body, breathing in tongue roll up energy, gazing up onto the third eye. Breathe out, just releasing the tension of the attachments, letting go ideas of separation, outdated beliefs, maybe old grudges, maybe past disappointments, back into the same. Take a deep breath in and very gently bringing the left leg into the back, keeping the right hip open. Now observe, take a deep breath in and observe anything that is hindering stagnation, that does not allow you to grow. Now, if your ego is still on the space of separation, you will find this one very hard letting go because it's still holding on to a old place you have met, affect, treated. Now take a deep breath in, breath out, drop the elbows, walk those palms, release the tension. Release the tension of the identity of the security, familiarity, clinging into this body when the body is meant to be flowing among the space of so many other things. You see the outdated space of things that are just accumulating. If it is in a house, you would have got rid of it. But why are those memories still lingering, no longer serve you, but only causing pain, illusion, control, suffocation? Take a deep breath in very gently. Come back into the space by letting go. And coming into the space of unknown is not your confrontation or the control or the whole or the enemy. Take a deep breath in and come into the space of embracing the moment. Coming into a great realization that this not need fixing, but it's need realization. A flow that is connected into your health, wealth, governing all the existence. It is all interwoven. It's not that you're very successful one side, on the other side you struggle into a plan. Stronger on the pelvic floor, very gently dropping the left knee onto the floor, right arm reaching into the front, up to the ceiling, clench and unclench, letting go, right reaching into the back, touch the floor. Now take a deep breath in, left arm reaching into the front, up to the ceiling, into the back, touch the floor. Now very gently drop the knees. Give a good rotation and releasing the self-built attachment in the digestion, in the belly, the past security. All these things are clinging into past identities, past securities, and it has stopped the growth. Push the hips into the front, into the back. Now rotation to the other side. Now very gently take a deep breath in, breath out, stretch the spine, and coming into a greater surrender onto this realization. As I say, that a flow that is connected to the health, wealth, relationship, which is every moment is very much enriched. So now you are letting go of all and you're embracing this new without being shaken. That you're growing into the space that you were bound in before. You're coming into the space of expansion. And that expansion is health. That expansion is well-being. So it's very hard to let go things if you don't understand this realization. Or even to come into a place of forgiveness. For yourself first. That how much you control yourself and how much you want to be in control of yourself is quite suffocating. What you do to yourself, if you do to a person, it would be abuse. So take a deep breath in and release this heavy burden, breath out. Trying to be perfect in areas which need to find its own balance. And letting go of this resentment, the block, the struggle, the lock, stagnation. Take a deep breath in, crawling with the flow, with the spiritual energy. Breathing in, gently coming into that aliveness of the cobra, liberated Bhujangasana. That you're liberating yourself, releasing the tension that you are holding, allowing the body to remember forgiveness. Remember that you're coming out of the chains of negative shackles and open your heart into this pose and take a few more breaths with this energy of healing. A person who does not have humility cannot let go. That person will be still controlled by logic, science, facts. Can you come into this space without anything and bring you into that transient nature of all things? The truth doesn't have to be one thing, but many things. Overlooking onto the left side. Overlooking into the space of the right side. Back to the center. Relax the third eye onto the floor, breathing in into an up face. Breathe out towards the down face. Shoulders relax, releasing the tension. Releasing the tension of the feet, ankles, calves. Now take a deep breath in and bringing the left foot into the front, into the pigeon pose. Coming to this understanding that all these traps that are on the external can only be released not by externally, but internally. As always, my teacher says, all the locks are in the head, all the keys are in the heart. What she meant was it's in the depth of your being. It's it's a work of self-reflection. It is a journey that you have to go through, but it doesn't have to be comfortable. Why do you want the comfort even on the journey to realize yourself? It was created very much uncomfortably to be comfort, but now you want it to be comfort. So this is a very confronting part, okay? Take a deep breath in, shoulders relax, just open, breath out, walk those elbows, release the tension. Now you will come into the second stage of your ego mind is coming into the confrontation in full firing. Now this is the time you have to have a very level of a sacred understanding, a sacred dialogue, not a dialogue that left out, dialogue that separates. Now, which part is in this part you're still hiding in the darkness because you don't want to look at your addiction, you don't want to look at your fear of insecurities. Where is you're not going to look into your suppressed emotion? Observe it. As I say, this is a spiritual dialogue you're having with yourself, but coming with the place of compassion, forgiveness, letting be, letting go. You can't fight with negativity. Release any tension coming up on the fingers, knuckles. Take a deep breath in and gently coming back. Shoulders relaxed, just open. Into a plank. Right knee onto the floor. Left arm reaching into the front, up to the ceiling. Into the back, touch the floor, right out. Right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Into the back, touch the floor. Into a stronger plank. Stronger on the pelvic floor. Drop the knees. Push the hips into the front, into the back. And then totally push into the back. And coming into a place of that realization. Now, if you have come into a place of you're acknowledging your past, you're acknowledging your behavior, you're acknowledging everything, acknowledge it as not from a place of guilt or self-condemnation, but acknowledge it as you're embracing your own child, totally of your being. Now, in this level of accepting, the ground is quite fertile. So any intention of a seed can totally come into the transformation. Now, in this ground, anything will grow because it's coming in a greater place of understanding. Thumbs facing down, rolling and bringing the chest into the front, breathing in into up face. Now, dwelling from that dark place into digging deep into the psyche and very gently raising your vibration up into up face. Breath out towards the down face. Now, when you one knee at a time, releasing the tension, lifting up onto the toes, pushing down to the heels. Now take a deep breath in, lifting up onto the toes, pushing down to the heels. Very gently bringing the knees closer to the floor, but not dropping them. Almost you're holding a cat position without not dropping the knees totally. Or walk those palms towards you a little bit. That's it. So bring the knees lower, lower, lower. Now drop the knees totally. Stretch the spine into the back. Now, very gently ask yourself, why do you react like this? Why are you reacting? What are you really truly afraid so that you don't want to see that part of you? So, what is the stronger belief that you are having about yourself? Now take a deep breath in, falling and bringing the chest into the front, breathing into up face, breathing out to a down face. Left foot into the front, arms stretch into the back, arms raise onto the crown, opening up onto the warrior pose, onto the right. Take a mudra. Now, if you see the dark part of yourself, you have to have a space of a warrior to do this. This is not getting rid of the dark side and embracing the new side. You're seeking in this pose to integrate all aspects of your being, but it is in a harmony, like an in-breath follows by an out-breath. The night follows by the light. So the practice is about whole as a spiritual level of understanding as in the being. Coming into that wholeness, the holiness encompassing. Gentle arch. Breathing in back into the center. Elbow onto the knee. Right reaching up to the ceiling into the front. Touch the floor. Take a deep breath in, left arm reaching up to the ceiling, clench and unclench. Embracing this level of understanding. Left reaching into the back, touch the floor. Into a plank. Strong on the pelvic floor. Drop the knees. Stretch the spine. Now to understand, you came into the realization of the warrior pose and you became a brave warrior to embrace the dark and the light, night and the day, black and the white. Journey does not stop there. Journey is not a journey of time, body. Journey is a spiritual journey. It's an infinite journey. It is a quest. Spiritual path is different than the roads and the maps we take. But it's an endless journey. Every moment is endless. The flow of this journey is flowing, moving. It cannot be stagnated in a place of a family, in a place of a business, in a place of achievement. It's constantly changing and it's never exactly the same. Palms facing down, crawling and bringing the chest into the front, breathing into the half face. Moment to learn to embrace the fluidity, the flow. Don't take it stagnated in a personal part of it. Breathe out towards the down face. Right foot into the front to take a deep breath in. Arms stretching to the back, arms raised onto the crown, opening up onto the Virabhadrasana, onto the left. Take a mudra. Mudra, that point in the perpetual flow where you have found the essence, the existence. Not in a form, not in a place. Gentle arch, becoming profoundly into the space of the sacredness, authentically. Let this moment allow you to expand, grounding, deepen. Expand, grounding, deepen. They're all connected into your health. Back to the center, elbow onto the knee. As I'm reaching up to the ceiling, into the front, touch the floor. Into a plank, strong on the pelvic floor. Onto the knees. Stretch the spine into the front, stretch the spine into the back. So take a deep breath in and coming into this never in a place of a stagnation. In a stagnation, in a form where you're holding, there is no improvement. So remember that your health, wealth, all connect into this. Stagnation of a spirit, discovery, your journey is coming into an end. Life vibration is coming into a place of minimizing. So allow your realization is there's no ultimate. Perception of the mind is there is an ultimate. Samadhi, nirvana, or whatever you call, state of bliss. So don't create pressure to arrive into this place in the future. When you have time, when you have money, when you have built the house, when you have the family, when you have got the health. It has to be with the moment of everything. Palms facing down, crawling and bringing the chest into the front, breathing in into up face. Breath out towards the down face. Bending one knee at a time. Gently bring the knees onto the floor, coming into a place of a cat. Completely breathe out. Breathing in, tongue roll up onto the upper palate, energy gaze. Breath out, coming into that space. One thing empty, the other thing becomes full. Breathing in when the other thing is full, the other part is in the space of the opposite. Breath out. into the cat. Neutral spine. Allow this fullness of life as you continue through the practice of breathing and the movement and the realization. All are interwoven. Let's come reaching up to the ceiling, into the back under the armpit, and drop the shoulder blade and release the tension. Now you have come into a realization and understanding that everything in this realization is your guide. And every moment that is given to you is an eternal gift. It is a gift of realization. Even if you see the spaces that you have suffered, and if you come into a realization, it has brought some light into a space of that spirit. Even the difficulty, breathing in very gently, coming back into the space of the understanding, shoulders relax and chest open. Breathing in into a cow, breath out to a cat. Neutral spine. Right arm reaching up to the ceiling, into the back, under the armpit. Shoulders relax and chest open. Take a couple of breaths and allow the transition happens with the breath, the movement, and the realization. So all these parts that you struggle in the place of the body, place of the mind, they are all coming into collectively healing, which is the step that we take in this realization, in this practice. This is the step that we take to come into that level of maturity. So this is the time that you have been doing the practice, but it has failed on you. But this is the time letting go of that idea too. Demanding the results can be still on the space of the spiritual ego. So let go of that tight grip that you're having a place and a destination, and something has to be finished for you to do this. Life is a flow. It's not becoming identified in a place. So in this journey, you're allowing the practice to teach you surrender. So that the suffering stops when you have accept. Let go of what we cannot control and focus the energy on what you can influence, what you can do to be present, rather than what you're wishing for. Now plant that seed of healing in the place of this realization in the most. And all it needs is watering of compassion, watering of kindness, watering of that realization. Breathing in very gently, coming back. Shoulders relaxed, just open. Now coming into the place of the childhood. Now the world in external level, if you're not in this place of realization, it will tell you fight the suffering, escape from suffering, have security so that you won't suffer, security for health with medicine, security for relationship by having a person, security of a house but not a home, security of sex but not love, but really understanding the roots, what is on the surface, and finding that delicate balance. Except when you have realized. If you have become identified and fighting, you're going to get tired very soon. And out of that tiredness, the experience to suffer more is there. Even you're suffering in your spiritual journey. Is that because you're seeking out of glorifying your journey rather than the role that you're playing is constantly hitting dead ends? So if you have cracked open in this space of a place of having a time of difficulty, it is okay. Understand your essence the more you glow with that space of the light within yourself, and you will attract similar relationships, similar level of health that values the depth of this, not the superficial. And you will meet that light-minded places that can cultivate, create that foundation for those greater level. And even the space and your relationships will slowly start changing. Because your soul's presence, this path requires totally opposite you: patience, love, letting go, silence. Now wake up the spine one vertebra at a time. When you realize this, each and every vertebra of the spine is elevated, and give this time from invitation to explore the vastness of your own, whether it's the spine, whether it's the cell, whether it's the liver. So this is the time that you have come into the realization that everything around the world demands you black and white, right and wrong, good and bad. So this level can be very challenging into the space of the mind and the body. This is a world that has come clearly when people have answers, but spiritual journeys are not in that it does not reward black and white answers, right and wrong answers. That's why most great teachers say things without saying it. It doesn't say as this is at the end. They use parables, they use jokes without flashing things. Now, very gently, when you come into this realization, stretch the legs into the front. Give a shake and release any tension of static. If the static was unnecessarily built up, now let the flow reshape your body, reshape your cells, reshape the energy because there's an intention. Allow your body to transform where you can hold the consciousness, not right and wrong and good and bad and heavy and light. Let this vessel, let this breath be a reminder of that. Now, very gently, sole of the feet together, knees wide apart. Sit and open up the hips. Let this openness seek and breathe the nourishment that is necessary for your spirit. Let this place of realization flourish into the place of the chaos, place of the crisis in the mind, crisis in the body, crisis in the health, crisis in the finance. Take a deep breath in, palms onto the Namaskar position. Shoulders roll back, keep the neck in the space intact with the spine. Take this couple of breaths to inquire. An inquiry should be answers to the fundamental space of the mystery. Take those breath outs to release in those superficial things as revealing us as separate. My family is the only family I need to take care of. Ask the questions who, in essence, truly you are. Are you this body? Are you this difficulty? Genuinely ask the question. What was once provided as this body, this role, no longer comfort you. What once was a positive way for the health is no longer support the health. Once what was harmless, we have let it go. Maybe a gentle addiction, but now it has come to a destructive path. This is not a punishment for you. This is a process of liberating, purification, clarification. Take a deep breath in and allow your inner landscape to change. So the outer world that you call relationship to the health, relationship to a person, relationship to a this, that, they all change. Otherwise, they don't align. So how could anything manifest when the alignment is not there? Now take a deep breath in and close the knees together. Stretch the legs into the Navasana, arms raised onto the crown. Breath out, knees to the chest. Breath in, breath out, breath in, breath out. Very gently coming into a seated position and twisting the spine to the right. Take a deep breath in, cross the legs, twist the spine to the other side on the out stretch. Now take a deep breath in, palms onto the Namaskar position of the self-realization. Allow the body, allow the mind, allow yourself to be in the space of the process. Once people who were there with you are no longer there with you, for the mind and the body, the process is painful. But the realization growth is greater. Shedding the old skin, old habits. Take a deep breath in and allow the new to emerge. Maybe the old who was next to you cannot recognize your wishes anymore, recognize your growth anymore. But very soon, if you settle and let it go of that, you will see the new is emerging next to you. Some have left you on a physical plane. Parents, mother, father, friends. But if you come into this realization that has taught a deeper teaching, being in the moment, accept all moments with those. And this transformation as you move through, whatever the difficulty you're going, whatever the dark part you're going, dark night of your soul, don't think that your life has come into a danger due to this has been lost. It is crucial for your transformation. This is the fire that burns all what is false, leaving only truth. When everything is taken, the spirit is alive. Now, willingness to understand this is very important. Once you come into this realization, the challenge is embracing this dark part rather than fleeing from it. Allow the transformation of the phoenix to happen. Arms raised onto the crown, cleansing the aura growth of your being is reshaped and remolded into the crown to the third eye from inside, capable of seeing beyond the form. Throat coming into the place of that consciousness, the complexity of the truth as a seeker. heart, that it breathes absolutely the truth and compassion, bringing into the solar plexus. More you explore, may find more truth. Understanding this emotion and digesting the truth, not just by black and white, right and wrong. Grounding into the Muladhara, coming into these places where complexity and grounding it, not into the space of difficult, but into a realization. Stretch and raise back to the crown, cleansing all the spaces, relationships, health, wealth, well-being, people, all as that you have realized. It's only need one person to realize, then everyone else will be in your presence without a separation. Will come into that profound feeling, unknowingly feeling. Comes onto the namaskar position. But beyond this human brain, there is existence. Limitation can not be a fool to grow and embrace these spaces of openness. Namaste to you all. So, you now got it. Now you all got it or getting it. That's a, I think I answered all your questions. Good to see you smiling. All of them. So I know where everybody is going through. I think, Mary, it's so good to see you finding time to come and sit in yourself. Maria, always there. Sylvia, Dr. Vishal is there. I didn't see you. Good to see you after the holidays. So Liz, Sylvia, Pamela. So I basically answered all the questions. Sometimes in life, when you have your own children, when you have your own family, there is very hard to hold and embrace with right and wrong, good and bad. And when you come into that place, you have that compassion to let things be, letting go, and holding the space of the realization the world is in a massive conflict of separation. You don't want to add any more separation. If your mind and the body separate, then there is a part of health is in trouble. And there is no harmony in your medication because one part is your questioning, second part you're taking, one part is you're doing, second part is you don't want. So you add conflict. Now it's very, very important in these times that you have a level of understanding and realization and try not to engage in these things. And then your world will change. Yes, one time people were walking next to me, but I hardly see them anymore. I don't question what happened. If a tree decided to drop its leaves, if the tree had a human mind, they will bring back the leaf and glue it back. But the tree sheds, but the next year it fruits. Whether people visit or not, whether animals visit or not, whether birds visit or not. So take your journey into this place of realization and embrace these beautiful moments. And if you're going through a difficulty, it is a transformation time. It is the All the unnecessaries are burning, and it is going to leave you with a spirit of understanding. Make the next decision. Human minds and human body suffers, but the space of realization is beyond a body and a mind. But you can bring the harmony of those two also together when you have this realization. I love you all and love you all very much. Take good care of yourself. Regards you all.